Easy Way Car Club is in a second-hand Hyundai Kona today. And the reason we're in one of these is because we wanted to talk to you about the evolution of the Kona. This is the Hyundai Kona Active. It is the second in the tier in the first iteration of the Kona. So when Kona was first introduced, they had a Go, they had an Active, they had an Elite, and they had a Highlander. Highlander was obviously the top of the range, and Go was the entry level. Before they introduced the Go, the Active was the entry level model, but we won't bore you with those details. We first saw the Kona on the streets of Australia, or in Melbourne anyway, in about October 2018. They captured our imagination because they all had the vibrant colours. One of them was a nice yellow colour, or a green, as some people would say that Nick is colourblind. They had an orange, they had a blue, they had obviously the white, which was the most popular back then too. What we've seen with the Kona is that it has evolved slightly over the years, and Hyundai has now introduced an electric model to the range. They've also added the N-Line and the N-Line Premium. With the Hyundai Kona, there were a number of different engine options. So you could have your 2-litre petrol, 2-litre petrol with a CVT transmission, 2-litre petrol with a conventional auto, which is what the car that we're driving has got, or the 1.6-litre turbo with their dual clutch transmission. So robotic automatic, which would change gears for you, much like what you see in your Volkswagens and some of the Euros. So even with 23,000 Ks on the clock, this car's held up really well. There's no creaks and rattles that have crept into the cabin. It still feels quite nice and tight. And performance, I mean, for a 2-litre, it isn't too bad at all. Interesting fact about the Hyundai Kona, it was Hyundai's first attempt at a small SUV, and they've done well with it. They've now got a smaller SUV in their range, which is the Venue. We'll get our hands on one of those and take one of those for a drive shortly as well. You've got a usable tailgate there, so the area in the boot of this car is quite good. You've got plenty of room, nice and easy to access. You open the back door, it's not too high, it's not too low. You can easily load shopping or a pram into the back of it. Our rear seat passengers are going to be quite comfortable, although they don't have air vents. We jump in a fair range of cars at Easy Way Car Club. I know we've given you a fair bit of HSV, we've given you a lot of dual cab, we've given you a lot of mid-size SUV, and you'll see a couple of reviews on some large SUVs, maybe some exotic stuff as well. But as far as a budget small SUV is concerned, the Hyundai Kona Active is a great way to go. You know that they're reliable, especially when you see that fleets are choosing them for their vehicles to get around. There's security patrol cars they're used for quite often. We'd love to tell you more about the Hyundai Kona, but we're keeping this review just that little bit more superficial. And the reason for that is this is one of the older model Konas. Once we get our hands on a new Kona, we'll jump behind the wheel of that one, give it a real red hot review for you, and tell you what we think about it. But for now, thank you for watching.